Hello YouTubers, welcome to Education Sankuran with your YouTube tutor Purushottam. In the last video you watched the first part of e-commerce, so it's the second part of e-commerce whole syllabus quick revision. After this you will see one more important video of e-commerce in which you will get all the most repeated questions of e-commerce which will 100% help you in your exam. So, if you are new to my channel, then subscribe it now to get a detailed video and explanation of e-commerce whole syllabus. Join to my channel to motivate your tutor. Also, you can check the playlist of other videos for graduation level, whole study and boards metric student. Here you can get the most important question paper of previous year solved in sample papers. So let's start today's e-commerce study with your Education Uran. In this video, we will discuss about the following topics. Quick recap of previous video, then hardware and networking, software, web server software, utility programs, website design tool, graphic application, website development tools, web services, building traffic, 3 C's approach, keyword and search engine, marketing, electronic payment system, e-cash benefit, smart cards, international market, e-commerce security issues, Information Technology Act 2000, IT Act 2000, its objectives, its features, its applicability and non-applicability, cybercrimes, digital signature, how it works, how to create a digital signature, classes of digital signature and its uses. So, in the last video you learned about many topics. Here is a short recap of that. Let's start it. E-commerce part 2. Quick revision for last video. E-commerce system that supports electronically executed transaction. Transaction processing system TPS. Support and record a transaction. Three main types of e-commerce are business to consumer, business to business, consumer to consumer. Retail websites allow customers to comparison shop. Mobile commerce is a form of e-commerce that takes place over wireless mobile devices. E-commerce requires investment in networking, hardware, and a wide variety of software. Requires changes in infrastructure. Let's start today's topic. So our first topic is hardware and networking. Hardware is underestimating the amount of web traffic. It leads to network stalls and long wait times. Typical e-commerce website employs one or more server computer and a high-speed internet connection. Outsourcing to a web hosting company can operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Software. Web server software respond to requests for web pages. Web server utility programs provide statistical information about server usage and website traffic patterns. E-commerce software. E-commerce software supports e-commerce activities that includes catalog management, electronic shopping cart, payment software. Website design tools. What see what you get. Application of or wizards. Graphic application. Graphic application are designed and create graphic elements of a website. Website development tools. Website development tools are application programming interfaces, APIs, allow software engineers to develop web-driven programs. Web services. Web services are programs that automate tasks by communicating with each other over the web. System developers can provide tools for automating trivial and repetitive tasks. Important in transaction processing. Building traffic, the 3 C's approach. The 3 C's approach is content, community, and commerce. Keyword and search engines. Keywords in search engines choose name and product name, the best describe business purpose and features. Select descriptive domain names. Business related keywords can be listed in HTML meta tag. Marketing. Marketing is online advertising method include banner ads, pop-up ads and email. Offline advertising method includes magazine, newspaper, radio and television. Electronic payment system. Electronic payment system is also known as electronic cash, e-cash or digital cash. It provides a private and secure method of transferring funds. For example, PayPal is best known e-cash provider. E-cash benefits. Its benefit in privacy, hides account information from vendors, convenient if seller cannot process a credit card. Smart cards. Smart cards are the credit cards with embedded microchips. A smart card contains a microchips which contains all the necessary details and it is highly secured to use. International market. International market is for internet users of all nationalities will have access to your products. First consideration of global e-commerce strategy. Visitors of all nationalities and cultures should feel comfortable while viewing your web content. E-commerce security issues. Digital certificate. A type of electronic business card attached to internet transaction data. It verifies the sender of the data provided by certification authorities. Encryption uses high-level mathematical function and computer algorithm to encode data. Information Technology Act, that is IT Act 2000. In 1996, the United Nations Commission on International Trade Law UNCITRAL adopted the model law on electronic commerce e-commerce to bring uniformity in law in different countries. Further, the General Assembly of United Nations recommended that all countries must consider this model law before making changes to their own laws. India became the 12th country to enable cyber law after it passed the Information Technology Act 2000. While the first draft was created by Ministry of Commerce, Government of India as the E-Commerce Act 1998, it was redrafted as the Information Technology Bill 1999 and passed in May 2000. Objectives of IT Act 2000 are as follows. The Information Technology Act 2000 provides legal recognition to the transaction done by electronic exchange of data and other electronic means of communication or electronic commerce transaction. This also involves the use of alternative to a paper-based method of communication and information storage to facilitate the electronic filing of document with the government agencies. Further, this act amended the Indian Penal Code 1860, the Indian Evidence Act 1872, the Banker Books Evidence Act 1891, and the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. It grants legal recognition to all transactions done by electronic exchange of data or other electronic means of communication or e-commerce. In place the earlier paper-based method of communication, it gave a legal recognition to digital signature for the authentication of any information or matter requiring legal authentication. It facilitated the electronic filing of documents with government agencies and also departments. It facilitated the electronic storage of data, give legal sanction and also facilitate the electronic transfer of funds between banks and financial institutions. It grants legal recognition to banker under the Evidence Act 1891 and the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934 for keeping the books of account in electronic form. Features of Information Technology Act 2000. An electronic contract made through secure electronic channel are legally valid. Legal recognition for digital signature. Its securities measure for electronic records and also digital signature are in place. A procedure for the appointment of adjudicating officers for holding inquiries under the Act is finalized. Provision for us establishing cyber regulatory appellate tribunal under the Act. Further, this tribunal will handle all appeal made against the order of controller or adjudicating officer. An appeal against the order of the cyber appellate tribunal is possible only in High Court. Digital signature will use an asymmetric cryptic system and also a hash function. Provision for the appointment of the Controller of Certifying Authorities (CCA) to license and regulate the working of certifying authorities. The Controller to act as a repository of all digital signatures. The Act applies to offences or contraventions committed outside India. Senior police officer and other officer can enter any public place and search the arrest without warrant. Provision for constitution of a cyber regulation advisory committee to advise the central government and controller. Applicability and non-applicability of the Act. According to Section 1, Part 2, the Act extends to the entire country, which also includes Jammu and Kashmir. In order to include Jammu and Kashmir, the Act uses Article 253 of the Constitution. Further, it does not take citizenship into account and provide extraterritorial jurisdiction. Section 1, Part 2, along with Section 75, specifies that the Act is applicable to any offense or contravention committed outside India as well. If the conduct of person constituting the offense involves a computer or a computerized system or network located in India, then irrespective of his or her nationality, the person is punishable under the Act. Lack of international cooperation is the only limitation of this provision. Non-applicability. According to Section 1, Part 4 of Information Technology Act 2000, the Act is not applicable to the following documents: execution of negotiable instrument under Negotiable Instrument Act 1881, exempt checks; execution of a power of attorney under the Power of Attorney Act 1882; creation of trust under Indian Trust Act 1882; execution of a will under the Indian Succession Act 1925, including any other testamentary depository by whatever name called; entering into a contract for sale of convenience of immovable property or any interest in such property. Any such class of document or transaction as may be notified by central government in Gazette. Cybercrimes. Cybercrimes are criminal offenses committed while the internet or otherwise aided by various forms of computer technology, such as the use of online social network to bully others or sending sexually explicit digital photos with a smartphone. Cybercrime, also called computer crime, to use of a computer as an instrument to further illegal ends, such as committing fraud, trafficking in child pornography and intellectual property, stealing identities, or violating privacy. Cybercrime, especially through the internet, has gone in importance as the computer has become central to commerce, entertainment, and government. Digital signature. A digital signature is a mathematical technique used to validate an authenticity and integrity of a message, software, or digital document as the digital equivalent of a handwritten signature or stamped seal. A digital signature offers a far more inherent security and it is intended to solve the problem of tampering and impersonalization in digital communication. Digital signature can provide the added assurance with evidence of origin, identity, and status of an electronic document, transaction, or message and can acknowledge informed consent by the signer. In many countries, including the United States, digital signature are considered legally binding in same way as traditional document signature. How digital signature works? Digital signatures are based on public key cryptography, also known as asymmetric cryptography. Using a public key algorithm such as RSA, one can generate two keys that are mathematically linked, one private and one public. Digital signature work because public key cryptography depends on two mutually authenticating cryptographic keys. The individual who is creating the digital signature uses their own private keys to encrypt the digital signature related data. The only way to decrypt the data is with the signer public key. This is how digital signatures are authenticated. Digital signature technology requires all the parties to trust that the individual creating the signature has been able to keep their own private key secret. If someone else has access to the signer's private key, that party could create fraudulent digital signature in name of the private key holder. How to create digital signature? To create a digital signature, signing software such as email program creates a one-way hash of the electronic data to be signed. The private key is then used to encrypt the hash. The encrypted hash along with the information such as hashing algorithm is the digital signature. The reason for encrypting the hash instead of entire message or document is that a hash function can convert any arbitrary input into a fixed length value, which is usually much shorter than saves time and hashing is much faster than signing. The value of a hash is unique to the hash data. Any change in data, even a change in single character, will result in different value. This attribute enables other to validate the integrity of data by using the signer's public key to decrypt the hash. If the decrypted hash matches a second computed hash of same data, it proves that the data has not changed since it was signed. If the two hashes doesn't match, the data has either been tampered with in same way integrity or the signature was created with a private key that doesn't correspond to the public key presented by the signer authentication. A digital signature can be used within any kind of message whether it is encrypted or not, simply so the receiver can sure of the sender's identity and that the message arrived intact. Digital signature make it difficult for the signee to deny having signed something, assuming their private key has not been compromised as the digital signature is unique to both the document and the signer and it binds them together. This property is called non-repudiation. Digital signature are not to be confused with the digital certificate. A digital certificate is an electronic document that contains the digital signature of the issuing certificate authority. It binds together a public key with an identity and can be used to verify a public key belongs to a particular person or entity. Most modern emails programs support the use of digital signature and digital certificate, making it easy to sign any outgoing emails and validate digitally signed incoming messages. Digital signatures are also used extensively to provide proof of authenticity, data integrity, and a non-repudiation of communication and transaction conducted over the internet. Classes of digital signature. There are three different classes of digital signature. Class 1 cannot be used for legal business document as they are validated based on only and email ID and username. Class 1 signature provide a basic level of security and are used in environment with a low risk of data compromise. Class 2 often used for e-filing of tax document including income tax return and goods and services tax GST return. Class 2 digital signature authenticate a signee identity against the pre-verified database. Class 2 digital signature are used in environments where the risk of con- consequences of data compromise any moderate. Class 3. The highest level of digital signature. Class 3 signature requires a person to organization to present in front of certifying authority to prove their identity before signing. Class 3 digital signature are used for e-commerce, e-tendering, e-ticketing, code filing and in other environment where threats to data or the consequences of a security failure are high. Uses of digital signature. Industries use digital signature technology to streamline processes and improve document integrity. Industries that use digital signature include government. The US Government Publishing Office publishes electronic version of budget, public and private law and congressional bills with digital signature. Digital signature are used by government worldwide for a variety of uses, including processing tax return, verifying business to government transaction, ratifying laws and managing contracts. Most government entities must adhere to strict law, regulation and standards when using digital signature. Healthcare. Digital signature are used in healthcare industry to improve the efficiency of treatment and administrative processes. To strengthen data security and e-prescribing and hospital admission, the use of digital signature in healthcare must comply with Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996 (HIPAA). Manufacturing. Manufacturing companies uses digital signature to speed up processes including product design, quality assurance, manufacturing enhancement, marketing and sales. The use of digital signature in marketing is governed by International Organization for Standardization ISO and National Institute of Standard Technology NIST Digital Manufacturing Certificate DMC. Financial services. The US financial sector uses digital signature for contract, paperless banking, loan processing, insurance documentation, mortgages, and more. This heavily regulated sector uses digital signature with careful attention to regulation and guidance put forth by the Electronic Signature and Global and National Commerce Act. E-Sign Act State UETA regulation, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau CFPB and Federal Financial Institution Examination Council FFIEC. So this is the end of the e-commerce whole syllabus quick revision. Hope you all learned a more from this video. For more videos, join to my channel, subscribe it now. Thank you for giving your precious time to Education Sanguran. For more, subscribe and to get the latest update of the next video. Next video contains the most important questions and answers. Don't miss that. Subscribe now and get it now. 100% marks in e-commerce subject. Thank you for watching my video.